Are you good at math?
Sure, yes.
Yes, for real?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you a pen just in case you need a little help here. And I'm going to give you a few of these little cards. I'm going to ask you to do some calculations for me. First of all, you're going to think of any number 1 through 10 and write it down. Do not let me see it. All right? Now, I want you to multiply that number by 9. Make sure you're correct. This is where it gets tough, but don't say anything about your final result.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, if you have a 2-digit number, for example, if you multiplied a number by 9 and the result was 44, or whatever it is, you're going to separate the digits as if they're single digits and add them together.
Okay.
Don't tell me the final result. You doing that? Good. Subtract, say, 5 from that number. We'll make it arbitrary. So you have a final number. Got it?
Yes.
Good. Now we're going to make it more impossible. If your final number is 1, your letter will be A. If your final number is 2, your letter will be B, C, 3, 4, D, 5E, etc. Okay? So think of the letter, but don't tell me, that goes with your number.
Okay.
Oh, you got it? That was quick. Okay, I guess there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. Okay, so you've got your final letter.
Yes.
Let's make it more impossible. Think of any country in the world that starts with that letter. So for example, if your letter is A, you can think of Argentina. If it's B, you can think of Belize or Brazil. C, whatever country, China. You can think of Denmark. You can think of Ethiopia, France, Grenada, etc. So think of any country that starts with your letter and tell me when you've got it.
Okay.
You've got it?
Yes.
Good. Take the second letter of the country, okay? And think of any mammal that begins with that letter.
Okay.
You've got it?
Yes.
What are you thinking of? Wait, don't tell me. There are no gray elephants in Denmark. Are there?
Wow, that's good.
Welcome to the explanation of animal magnetism. This is a fantastic trick because it gets an incredible reaction, as you've seen. You are able to predict, apparently, a random country and a random animal. And the way I do this trick is I make it more impossible, apparently, as we go along. Now, the secret of this trick is simple. Any number, 1 through 10, multiplied by 9 will give you a 2-digit number that when the digits are separated and added together will always form 9. For example, 10 times 9 is 90. When you separate the digits, 0 plus 9, and add them together, you get 9. 9 times 9 is 81, for example. 8 plus 1 equals 9, all the way down the line. So this little mathematical anomaly is what makes this trick successful. As you saw, I told them, think of any number 1 through 10, don't tell me what it is. Very important you say that. I then said, whatever number you have in your mind, multiply it by 9, make sure you are correct. That's also very important to tell them. I then said, separate the 2 digits and add them together. And then I give them a mis-example. For example, I say, if you add 9 times a particular number, it might be 44. Well, 9 times nothing equals 44, but they don't know that. I say, so if 44 were your number, you would have 4 plus 4. I walk them through that so they understand what they are to do, because people can get confused in this trick if you're not perfectly clear. So 4 plus 4 would be 8. Anyway, you've separated the digits and added them together. You have a new secret number. Again, don't tell me what the number is. And then I pretend I'm making up the number, but I always say the number 5. I say, now subtract 5 from your secret number. Well, if they've followed the directions correctly, they've ended up at the number 9. 9 minus 5 always equals 4. They will always end up at the number 4 at this point. I then say, let's make it more impossible. Let's assign a letter of the alphabet to your number. So if your number's 1, you will have A, the first letter of the alphabet. If your number's 2, your letter will be B, second number of the alphabet. 3, C, 4, D, 5E, etc. Think of the letter, but don't tell me, of your secret number, which one it corresponds to. Of course, their number's 4. They're going to think of the letter D, as in dog. Now it gets even better. You go, I'm going to make it more impossible. They can't believe it. You say, think of any country in the world that starts with that letter. Now, by the way, there's only one country in the world that starts with the letter D in the English language, and that is Denmark. A lot of people can't think of the country Denmark. So I start giving examples. I go, if your letter's A, you might think of Argentina. If your letter's B, you might think of Belize or Brazil. If it's C, you might think of Chad or Chile. D, Denmark. E, Ethiopia. F, France. G, Grenada. You get the idea? Now, I've already mentioned Denmark, which gives them the country that they're going to think of. And they go, oh yeah, I got it. I go, you got it already? Good. Don't tell me the country. Take the second letter of the country and think of any mammal that starts with that letter. Well, of course, they're going to think of E, elephant. Elephant is the most common mammal. I very, very rarely get any other answer than that. If I do, I'll tell you how to handle that in a moment. Then you say, concentrate on your animal, concentrate on the country. Wait, there are no elephants in Denmark. And they go crazy. It seems impossible, yet you've guessed not only the animal, but the country too. If they name another animal, which does happen 1 in a million times, just say, well, you have to admit, I was pretty darn close. At least you got the country. You're 50% correct, which is still impossible with thousands of countries in the world. So it's not a great way to handle it, but 99.999% of the time, you're going to blow their socks off. In fact, right now, we're going to cut away to a visual so you can see how this math works. Have the spectator merely think of any number between 1 and 10. Have them multiply the thought of number by 9. Have them take the resulting 2-digit number, separate the 2 digits, and add the 2 digits together. From this new number, have them subtract 5. Tell them with their resulting number, they need to find the letter of the alphabet that corresponds to this number. If their number is 1, their letter is A. If their number is 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, etc. Tell them to think of any country in the world that starts with their letter. Tell them to take the second letter of the country and think of any mammal in the world that begins with this letter. Then tell them they're thinking of an elephant in Denmark.